Good afternoon, friends and fellow travelers. I am here in Madrid in my Airbnb. This is my second full day here, actually. I was sick after taking the plane and traveling a lot a couple days ago. I've been really tired, so I slept pretty much all day yesterday. Today, I wanted to take you through basically a day in the life of a digital nomad traveler. So today I am just gonna take you through what it's like for me when I get to a new city. This is only my second new city of the trip. I've been traveling for about a month and a half now, and it is currently 12 p.m. I slept in again today, but I have plenty of time to enjoy the day. I have 4 hours before I have to start working. I'm 6 hours ahead here in Spain from the East Coast in the United States. So they start working at about 3 p.m. my time, and most of my meetings start around 4 p.m. when I have them. So I have to be back here at the Airbnb at 4 p.m. to work. I also need to figure out how to do laundry here. So at my last Airbnb, the host wanted to run the washer, and so I didn't learn how. And the biggest challenge is just that it's all in Spanish, and my Spanish is still not that great, but also it actually has a lot more buttons than I'm used to. For the next 4 hours or so, I am going to go explore the streets of Madrid and take you along with me. We're going to definitely take a walk over to the main park here, which is Parque del Retiro. I thought de plus L was del. Parque del Retiro. I don't know, but that's what this map in front of me says. So we're going to the park, and later on I will hit up the Prado Museum, which is Spain's main art museum, and is supposed to have one of the world's best collections of European art. So I am pretty excited to check that out. It's free from 6 to 8 p.m. tonight. So that's today's plan. Hope you will stay along for the ride and see how I spend my days in the new city. Okay, step one here is I need to figure out how to run this washer. At home, I run everything on delicados. I'm tempted to just click start and go for it. But I also need to figure out where they keep the detergent. Ah, got a picture of clothing on it. That's a good sign. Is there, brilliant. Okay, so I hear water running through the tray here. When it stops, I'm just gonna open it and see if the detergent actually went in. The detergent is still in the tray. Okay, so I don't think I put it in the right tray, so I dumped it out into a cup and then poured it into the other tray and got a little bit on the floor. But it looks like it's sudsing up now, so I think we're good. So I'm just gonna leave it alone. It's gonna run for 43 minutes, so it's time to take a walk around Madrid. I like the lights that come on in the hallway. So I just remembered the other task that I wanted to accomplish today, and that was to stop by a pharmacy and try to get some meds. I only know a few Spanish words. I know medicina, so hopefully they either speak a little bit of English or I can pantomime enough exactly what it is I need. But I'll be stopping by here later on to try to get some medicine to help me sleep. So this is Puerta del Ángel Caído, part of the gardens of Retiro Park. So it's a really lovely 48 degrees outside, but it actually feels a bit warmer, I think, which is about 9 degrees Celsius for those of you not in the US. And I've made it to Parque del Retiro, or Del Retiro, depending on which map you look at. And there are a lot of monuments and statues here, as well as just the lovely gardens. So I'm going to walk down to the first main statue up here, show you a bit around, just enjoy this lovely weather this day, and then we'll see what else the day brings. So I just spent the last 10 minutes, really embarrassing, trying to get a decent shot using the self-timer, and I see people online all the time take really great shots of themselves just with their self-timer rather than standard selfie shots like I'm doing right now. And I cannot get the camera to focus on me using the self-timer. I guess you have to try to focus it on something in the background that's going to be where you are. Anyway, not talented enough with this camera yet to be able to do that. So I took a couple of semi-clear shots, and I really like this little canal pond here. So I googled it, and this park is about a third the size of Central Park, which is still quite large and makes it pretty easy to escape the city hubbub. A whole bunch of people up here standing in a queue. Let's see what this lovely glass building is. Doesn't look like they have a cashier, they just have some security. So we'll go check it out. So this is a pretty cool place to come upon in the park. This is the Palacio de Cristal, the Crystal Palace, and it was built in the late 19th century for an exhibition of the Philippine Islands. It's related to Spain's colonial history. It's a really beautiful building inside, but it's also currently an exhibit by Colombian artist Doris Salcido about the refugees essentially from colonialized countries, from other countries, trying to get to a better life. So they have water, they have names of people written in water on the floor, and you can see the water kind of bubble up from the floor and also sink back into the floor of different people who have died drowning on their way to get to Europe. So it's a very somber exhibition, but I think that she did it in a really poignant sort of way, using water in that way. I tried to take a little bit of video, and then was told by one of the security folks that video is not allowed in the building. So now we'll continue around the park, see what other kinds of cool things we can stumble upon. I have to admit, I'm a much bigger fan of the buildings that these exhibits are being housed in than the actual exhibits themselves. They are mainly modern art exhibits, which I'm not a huge fan of, so I'm really looking forward to going to the Prado Museum later on today. But walking around here, the buildings themselves, which are obviously built quite a long time ago, are all very beautiful to see, and I highly recommend checking them out. And since the exhibits are free, you can go in and check them out yourself and form your own opinion. At all. So if you do get a chance to come to Madrid, I highly recommend checking out this park. It's beautiful. I am lucky here that the weather is so nice right now, considering it is middle of February, I guess. There are a ton of little gardens in here, a lot of beautiful buildings and architecture, as you would expect here in Spain. And I've been here about an hour and a half, and I'm gonna wander around another hour or so, see what else I can find. and then hopefully go find some food and get a little bit of digital nomad work done. Check out these crazy trees in this park. Okay, so I really need to get back because I gotta get to work, but every time I turn a corner in this park, there's some other really cool thing. And this particular section of the park has these really weird looking trees that I think are so cool. So of course I'm gonna go check them out for a minute. Then, for sure, I have to hightail it back to the Airbnb. I will definitely have one of these in my backyard someday. Okay, time to get home. As a long-term traveler or digital nomad, whatever you want to call it, I try to make sure that I buy groceries when I go somewhere for a longer period of time to save a little bit of money, obviously. But since I'm only in Madrid for a few days, I will probably eat out most of the time. There is a doner kebab place very close to my Airbnb. So before I have my meeting at 4, I'm gonna swing by and grab some Turkish food because it's delicious. I made it home. I've got my doner kebab. I'm really excited to eat lunch. And now I thought maybe I'd grab my laundry out of the washer and try to hang some of it up. I have no idea how to open it. The play pause button is on. Maybe I have to bring it to stop. I don't want to break it. There's gotta be a push, a pull. Okay, I didn't break it. Just, it's a little hard to open. Seems like it's damp and not soapy, so hopefully I did all that right. Of course, the really sexy part of traveling that you never get to see are all the chores you still need to do, even though you're getting to see the world and do all these fun things at the same time. Have I shown you guys the view here yet? Okay, it's leaking a lot. Oh man. I totally just spilled some of that on my laptop. All right, so now the fun part of the day. I have to join an hour-long work call that I have once a week to support one of my customers. Also, for the rest of the afternoon, I'll be working on editing videos. It's fun to wander around the city and film everything and to do vlogs and to record practicing piano and all of that. But then you have to find time to actually sit down and edit it all. Hello? Hey, hey. How you doing? All right, it is just before 6 o'clock, about quarter of. The museum, the Prado Museum is free from 6 to 8 p.m. So it takes about 15, 20 minutes to walk there. So when I get there, it should be opening for the free hours. Just heard the lady working here say it would take about 25 minutes, which isn't too bad. It is about 6:25, and just like she said, we are almost in the building. No one else here with cameras. I'm gonna go ahead and put mine away before I get yelled at and just enjoy the museum, and I will catch up with you guys a little bit later. That was an amazing museum experience. The museum is really large. I didn't get all the way through it. I spent the entire hour and a half approximately before it closed walking around. I did get through some of my favorite eras of art, especially the neoclassical era. I think I went through most of the rooms that had that. I saw a couple of the famous Goya paintings. And now I am going to return home, do some more video editing, and then head out for the evening. So thank you for joining me on a typical day as a long-term traveler, digital nomad. I didn't get to the pharmacy today, so if they're still open on the way home, I think I'm going to stop in and grab some medicine. And tomorrow I am going to definitely try to figure out how much it would be to rent a car for the next couple of weeks. Thank you as always for joining me on my adventures, and stay tuned for more of Madrid and a very exciting road trip coming up. Adios!